the straw.
Wait, how does it start? No, that's Elmo's world. Like, I know how the chorus goes. How's the beginning of Turkey in the Straw? I'll get back to you on the Turkey in the Straw. Okay, I think I remember how to play Turkey in the Straw.
To get up there. No, Blair. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Ah, yes.
Oops.
You're going to go.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Charlottesville. We're glad you're here this morning. And welcome to everybody online watching us on Facebook and Zoom and our website. You're all welcome here this morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, so we're glad you're here.
And I'm Reverend Patricia Galino-Lansky, and this is Reverend Don Lansky. We're co-ministers here at Unity of Charlottesville, and it's our joy to serve you this morning.
So we're going to get into the song, right?
Yeah. Now the praise singers. Yay.
Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Sing with us. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. All this love inside, we can let it fly. Whoa, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Woo! Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Whoa, something wonderful.
It's because you're all wonderful. That's the thing. Well, welcome again to Unity of Charlottesville. And we welcome all of you online. The way that you get online is to go to our website, unitycharlottesville.org, and there you have choices. You can watch on Zoom, on Facebook, on YouTube, and we know there's so many of you right in that little camera there. Hi! And a lot right here as well. Thank you for being with us. Unity of Charlottesville is a very welcoming community. We welcome people of every race, religion, nationality, belief system, political party, sexual orientation, and gender identity. Why? Because we are unity. And that's what our name means. It means that we are all one family. We're all created by the same God, and we are all one family beneath all these wonderful, beautiful exterior differences. Inside, we're all the same. And we come together as a community to remember this, to celebrate it, and to experience it, and to practice it. So welcome to Unity. And we have an opening prayer. Why not? Blair. Please join me in our opening prayer. And as you allow yourself to be in the flow of Spirit right now, I see each and every one of us opening our hearts like flowers, opening our hearts to the universal sun and energy of love and life, faith and power, and so much more. As we open our hearts, we know that we are a conduit for the expression and the infilling of Spirit. And it is such a glorious feeling to be in a space like this, whether online or physically. We can still feel into the energy of each and every one around us, like-minded people, resonant hearts. So allow yourself to feel right now the energy of other amazing beings that are around you, all stretching their energy arms forward to embrace each and every one, creating a beautiful web of love and light, welcome, and upliftment of consciousness. It is so good to come together in prayer and in community. And we allow ourselves now to feel and to be part of this expansive energy that goes certainly beyond our walls, out into the larger community of Charlottesville. We see many, many blessings occurring for this beloved space. And beyond Charlottesville to our country, harmony and light throughout our country, as well as our entire world. And with so many of these new space shots happening, we see this energy certainly going beyond the confines of the world out into the atmosphere as well. We are one. We are one. And we are so grateful to be part of this. We are here by divine appointment. And we conclude our prayer with our statement of faith. If you don't know it, it's right here on the front. Together, please. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God the good, omnipotent, and so it is. Maria, are you doing this?
No, and this is a time to greet each other.
Oh, yes.
And if we seem a little confused today, it's because we have our full complement of musicians all standing in different places. So we're just trying to figure out where to be. So bear with us. But
please stand for our greeting song and sing along with us. I'm right in the middle.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Woo. Yes, thank you so much.
So we want to mention that July 11th at our last board meeting, we did have a new policy about masks. And the requirement now is that if you're vaccinated, masks are optional. If you're unvaccinated, masks are required. Now, we do have another board meeting today, immediately after church. So I'd like to ask you, there's so much in the news about the Delta variants and all these new strains and all of that stuff. So just by a show of hands, how many of you are feeling comfortable with this mask policy right now? Just raise your hands.
Are getting comfortable?
And how many people feel uncomfortable with it? Okay, great, thank you very much.
Okay.
So, we do have a mission statement. Patricia already mentioned that we are welcoming to people of all people, really. So, this is our mission statement. And together, unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference
in the world.
And so true. I claim a blessing. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. This is how I start the day, knowing good is on its way. I am claiming perfect health, love and laughter, friends and wealth. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. With conviction undeterred and power of the spoken word, take my life and redefine, break the shackles of my mind. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. Sing it. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I lift my thoughts to a higher ground, knowing miracles are all around. Each day unfolds as it should when I'm focusing on my good. Life is filled with opportunities. Say, I wonder what good is coming to me. Whoa, stand up, claim a blessing. I claim it. Oh, I claim a blessing. Sing it. I claim it. Oh, I claim a blessing. I claim it. Oh, I claim a blessing. Yeah, way to go. Way to go. Woo!
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I guess it's this one too. Well, I have a great pleasure to introduce someone today that some of you already know and some of you don't know yet. And it is Ann D. Michael. And Ann D. Michael is our ministerial intern this summer. What that means is Ann is on the track to becoming a Unity ordained minister. And she is almost there. She's almost there. She's gone through 4 years of training. She's taken classes. She just had yesterday, if you can believe it or not, what we used to shake in our boots about. It was called the L&O, the licensing and ordination. They call it something else these days, but it's where you go up against sometimes a panel of 6 ministers who are fully ordained ministers, and they can ask you anything about anything in Unity. And you have to come through and really tell them the right answers and really impress them that you know what you're talking about. So Anne did that yesterday, one of those times yesterday, and also prepared for today at the same time. She's a powerhouse. She really is. She's got a lot of wonderful, wonderful Christ-centered energy. And we're so very pleased that she's with us this summer. It is our job as community to really make her feel welcome and part of our community so that she gets a sense of what it's like to really be a ministerial presence in a spiritual community like ours. Of course, she's been at Unity Renaissance down in Chesapeake for many years, 24 years? Okay, maybe more. And so she served there as head of the prayer partners. We call them partners. Down there they call them chaplains. And she's just been a wonderful force for many years and a wonderful Unity Truth student. So she comes by this very well. Anne is going to speak to us today, and what I wanted to tell you also, because not everybody has been here for our entire summer series. Our summer series is Heroes of the Bible for Our Times. And I realize that it's important to mention how Unity actually looks at the Bible, because it's unique, and not every denomination does this. So when we in Unity look at the Bible, or we use the Bible for teaching, we do it for 5 reasons. One is that the Bible is a core text of Unity, because it is really the development of consciousness. So we look at it in that light. Also, we know in Unity that the Bible is not historically accurate. I mean, scientists and historians have proved this time and time again. It's allegorical most of the time. And 3, we in Unity interpret it metaphysically. That means that we go beyond the literal interpretation. When we talked about Joshua the first week, there's a lot of fighting and so forth in Joshua. We looked at that metaphysically. What does that really mean to us in our own lives? And all characters and all events in the Bible represent parts of us. So through the last 3 weeks, we've looked at how and where do we be Joshua in our lives. Then the next week, we looked at how and where do we be Esther. And last week, we looked at how and where are we Ruth. And today, you'll have another character to try on and see that part of yourself come alive. And the 5th thing about the Bible is, just as someone can interpret a dream in many, many ways, there is no one right way to interpret the Bible. No one right way to interpret the Bible. So you have a way to interpret it yourself because you are aligned with Spirit inside of you. Sindri, if you would go and talk to this family about, you got it, okay, all right. So with all of that, I would like to welcome Anne to the stage and have you welcome her as you would like to be welcomed if you were coming up to this stage to speak. All right. Holy mackerel!
Oh, gee whiz. That's awesome. You know, Reverend Patricia, you mentioned shaking in your boots. Well, I looked in the closet this morning. The boots were still shaking, I tell you. But it was really a wonderful experience, as it is to be here with all of you. And was the music not like out of sight this morning? It's a pleasure to be able to see everybody back and singing so gloriously. Yeah, I think it's worth a clap for sure. Well, today we're going to talk about a man who some folks, it's funny, they have a challenge pronouncing his name even, and they have not really heard of him and aren't sure what his role was in the Bible. So my question to you is, was he a hero or was he on a hero's journey? So as we go through today, that will be for you to decide. Our man of the hour, drum roll please, Nicodemus. Nicodemus. Now, interestingly, Nicodemus is a venerated or honored as a saint in the Eastern churches and in the Catholic Church. Yet, he is only mentioned in the Bible 3 times, and it's all in the Gospel of John. So first, he visits Jesus at night to discuss Jesus' teachings. That's the first time we hear of him. Second, he reminds his fellow Pharisees that when Jesus is going to be tried, he must be tried fairly, which was really a step out for him, because Pharisees could actually do anything they wanted. So he was really calling them up higher. And third, Nicodemus appears after the crucifixion. He's with Joseph of Arimathea, and those two are bringing embalming spirits with them to the burial of Jesus. And they weren't ordinary balming. They were really high end. They were giving Jesus a royal burial. You know, they say there are 3 types of people in the world: those who are afraid to do anything different, those who wish to do something different but never get around to it, and those who step out, take a chance, and do something unexpected. I have to take a peek right there. The Pharisees were in the first category. They were afraid to do anything different. They were afraid to step out of their laws because they really believed in their laws and customs. They were part of the ruling council, and they were stuck, I'm going to say, in the letter of the law. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore, who wrote the books The Revealing Word and Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. I'm going to take a short detour. If you are ever looking to find out definitions and do a deeper dive into metaphysical interpretations, those are the books you want to take a look at. They are rich, and a lot of work went into them. We owe Charles Fillmore a lot for those works. But anyway, getting back to this, in the Revealing Word and the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, there's a definition of Pharisees. Pharisees observed the letter of the law, but not its spirit. They lacked in understanding of the truth. Nicodemus was one of them, but he decided to take a different path. There were some of Jesus' followers who were listening to what he was saying. They wanted to do something different, but they never did. They were listening, but they never acted upon it. You might remember the rich young king who went to Jesus, and he asked, Jesus, how can I have eternal life? And Jesus said, sell your possessions and come join me. Well, guess what? That didn't happen. Oh, I skipped. I apologize. Wow, it's not there. Well, I had a slide in there, and I loved it. It was the slide of the young ruler leaving Jesus with his hand on his head, like, oh, geez, this is way too much for me to consider. So I just want you to at least have that visual. So Nicodemus was the third kind of person. He was a Pharisee who decided to color outside the lines, just leave the traditional teachings of the Pharisees and not be afraid to do something different. We see this in the fact that he went to Jesus at night to ask questions and have a conversation. So what does Nicodemus mean metaphysically? It means that the intellectual mind is open and receptive to truth. Open and receptive to truth. Nicodemus was a questioner. He was an explorer of truth. And as I look out at each one of you, I see you too as explorers and seekers of truth. From the Gospel of John, chapter 3, verse 1, we read, Now there was a Pharisee named Nicodemus, a leader of the Jews. He came to Jesus by night and said to him, "Rabbi, we know you are a teacher who has come from God, for no one can do these signs that you do apart from the presence of God." So Nicodemus started off with a compliment, didn't he? But he is questioning. Make no mistake, he wants more information. He barely gets the words out of his mouth before Jesus takes the conversation in a totally different direction. Jesus didn't even acknowledge that compliment. He just dove right in. He says, "Truly, I say to you, unless one is born again, they cannot see the kingdom of God." One of Jesus' most famous lines that he said that most people have heard in one way or another. Jesus' words, though, must have gone straight to the heart of Nicodemus, because he had conducted his lifelong search by following the letter of the law and being righteous. He never would have thought about being born again. And for all his theological training, he didn't know what it meant. Nicodemus asked Jesus, and this is another famous line from the Bible, "How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter a second time into his mother's womb?" Now, can't you imagine Nicodemus really saying that with a bit of attitude? Like, really, Jesus? Come on. So clearly, though, Jesus was inviting Nicodemus to go deeper. This wasn't a physical change that Jesus was talking about. It was a change from within. Nicodemus had to break out of his old way of thinking to really understand and grasp what Jesus was saying. He had to see that being born again was not about a physical rebirth, but a spiritual rebirth. Nicodemus, who had been wedded to the letter of the law, was being told by Jesus to embrace the spirit of the law. And Nicodemus did not understand it at first. But he kept at it, just like all of us. We keep at it. We seek, we ask questions, we explore. He wanted to understand what Jesus was saying. Nicodemus had to learn the power of God within us. That power of God within us can change lives. The power and presence of God is not limited to what we see and what we know out here, not what's happening in the physical world. Nicodemus had to learn to see with spiritual eyes and had to learn to release the physical. And that set Nicodemus on his own hero's journey. So exactly what is a hero's journey? The hero's journey is a common narrative, notably portrayed by Joseph Campbell, in which a hero sets off on an adventure, encounters challenges and setbacks, learns life-changing lessons, and returns transformed. Have you ever experienced that in your life? I think on some level we all have. Through his curiosity, Nicodemus embarked on an adventure, encountered challenges, gained wisdom, experienced an internal victory, and left the meeting with Jesus transformed. Nicodemus learned that stepping out in faith, which is really what we're all being called to do, means being willing to completely shift your consciousness and reorient your life. I remember when I first felt the nudge to pursue ministry. So for me to say that I was quite wrapped up in the letter of the law would be quite an understatement, because I could have provided you, and I did provide, a laundry list of things that prevented my willingness to step out in faith. So here's just 2 of them. 1,000 hours of classes? You got to be kidding, Ann. You think you can do that? So there, had to reach that one. And then, of course, you are way too old to do this. Do you realize how old you'll be when you finish? I'll tell you that age another day. But I found myself in that category, at least for a little while, of those who were afraid to do anything different. It's really not a fun place to be. And I had to really think on that and work on that because I was building a case for myself and I gathered a lot of evidence to support it. So finally, I prayed about it. I just prayed about it, and the answer was clear. Step out in faith. Be willing to begin again and pursue your dream. And gosh, to be standing in front of you all today is like, yes, this feels so good. You are never too young. You are never too old to begin again, to try something new, to step out in faith, to pursue your dreams. We are all on a hero's journey through the amazing experience of life. And on your journey, again, have you ever had to step out in faith? Stepping out in faith requires that willingness to begin again, in a sense, to begin anew. So imagine your own hero's journey just for a minute. The life you've lived, the dreams you've had, those that have come to fruition, and those yet to come true. You have lived life and experienced many things. You've raised families, you've pursued careers, you've done any number of things. And you've spent the last year and a half altering your life because of the pandemic. If ever there was a time to question what's next, to step out in faith and begin again, this is the time. Would you agree? Yes, yes indeed. The first chapter in the book, The Quest, which is really one of my favorites, is entitled Starting Over. The authors describe Terra Incognita as a place that is unknown, an unknown region. Early map makers drew dragons and monsters on their maps to instill fear, since nothing was known about those unexplored areas. But those areas held rich resources for those willing to explore. The chapter goes on to say, there is a new world in you too, and it is filled with rich resources, just waiting for you to tap into it more fully, for all of us to tap into it more fully. Now, Nicodemus was a questioner. I'd like to think he was finding some answers. Jesus was telling him again that no matter how much physical or emotional change he experienced or we experience, unless it leads to spiritual rebirth, there can be no lasting growth. In a recent story in the Washington Post, it spoke to what African Americans in the U.S. experienced after the Civil War. It said many saw Nicodemus as a role model for rebirth as they sought to cast off their old identity as slaves. A group of former slaves left Kentucky after the Civil War searching for a new home. And they went to Kansas, of all places, Kansas, and they named their town Nicodemus. It still exists to this day, and they believed their journey was a rebirth, both physically and spiritually. They stepped out in faith. Reverend Don Lansky, our very own Reverend Don Lansky, writes in his new book, Peeling an Artichoke, all the world's sacred scriptures are filled with stories of great trials, tests of faith, and overcoming. This is the hero's journey, is it not? But we do not have to travel it alone. Reverend Don writes, the truth is, we are never alone. Even at the lowest point of our lives, the grace of God is there for us. The answers and support we need are there for us if we are open and receptive to them. And then the next line says, that's a big if. Right, so we all get to think about that and see how it fits into our experience. The Quest describes a road called Possibility Junction. And I'd like to think that's the name of the road that Nicodemus was on when he met Jesus that night, and the name of the road traveled by the former slaves who started life anew in Kansas. Perhaps Possibility Junction is our road too. Remember those 3 types of people we considered? You have the first, afraid to do something different, never getting around to do something different, or stepping out in faith to do something different. We all have the opportunity to step out in ways that will transform our lives. Like Nicodemus, we can break out of our own mindset. We can question, we can seek, we can grow. We have the ability, each and every one of us, to begin again, to be born again, to begin anew, again and again and again, on this wonderful journey called life. So let's review for a minute. Good old Nicodemus. He broke out of his mindset. He went to Jesus at night and had a life-changing conversation. He took the lessons he learned to heart. He steps out of his comfort zone and tells his fellow Pharisees that Jesus should have a fair trial before any decision is made. And finally, he is there with Joseph of Arimathea to assist in providing Jesus a proper burial. Nicodemus experienced a spiritual rebirth, and his life was indeed transformed. As Richard and Mary Jaffola write in The Quest, the ultimate rebirth is always an awakening to spirit, and that rebirth always leads to a better life. So today, as you go through your day, just remember these things. Whatever is happening in your life, there is a new dawn breaking for you today. For today is a day in which faith and courage are reborn in you. Today is the dawning of a new day, and what may have looked like a mountain only yesterday is in reality a small hill that you can climb. Trust me, I know that. Let Spirit guide you on your hero's journey today, and celebrate that you too can be born anew. And so it is, and so we let it be. Thank you. So, wow. So let us prepare for, thank you all so much. Let us prepare for meditation. Blair is going to lead us in an opening song, and I'm returning the remote to you. So I just invite you, as we prepare for our music, to just relax. Allow this to be your peaceful pause today.
Lead me to the light. Lead me to the light.
Oh, just following that wonderful, peaceful music, I invite you to turn within, as you're doing, for a few minutes of quiet meditation. Relax your muscles. Slow your breathing as you allow your mind to still and shift your attention to your inner space, where you connect with the source of life within, the place where you experience peace, love, and light. You are the light of the world. As an expression of divine light, continue to tune into your inner light. Imagine divine light shining within you. This is not a light that shines on you from the outside. This is the light that radiates from you. It taps into divine light and shines forth. This is a beacon of peace on your path, whatever it may be. Guidance for the way ahead, for whatever decisions you may be making. And comfort for you on every step of the journey. Relax. Go even deeper. And let go. From this peaceful point, we take a few minutes to go within. Enjoy a peaceful pause as we recognize our oneness with all creation. As we enter the silence. as you embody this light, your light shines forth, and you bring a sense of peace and love everywhere you go, and to all with whom you come in contact with. As you begin to return from this time of meditation, change your focus from inward to outward. Begin to feel your body. Gently move your upper and lower body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and view the room. See the other sweet souls sitting next to you. And stay open to your inner light throughout the rest of this glorious day.
Make my eyes to see all that I can be. Help me to see it through. Lead me into the light.
Thank you, Blair.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Blair. Jim, just lovely. Well, this is an opportunity that we have in our service now to give a portion of all the good that we have received, give it back into the flow of the universe. And we practice prosperity here at Unity of Charlottesville, knowing that as we give in love and from a place of generosity and gratitude, then whatever we give forth comes back to us many times over. So this is an opportunity to actually practice some of our principles. So we'd like to, first of all, welcome anyone who is here for the very first time. If you are, please just raise your hand. We'd just like to greet you. Hi, Jenny. Hello, welcome, welcome. So glad you're with us. And Don and I will be at the back of the sanctuary after service if you'd like to say hello and meet us. We're very glad you're with us. I know some people have been here before. So we have many ways that we can give to Unity: online, texting, or mail. Or today we have our lovely Marge, who has our contactless butterfly net. Please come forward, Marge. So you can give here in the sanctuary as well. And we have a statement that we'd like to say to bless everything that is given and in the ways that it is given. Together, please. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
You've got a light.
You got a light.
You've got a light.
You got a light.
It's shining out for everyone to see. You've got a light. You've got a light. It's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that light in me. You've got a love.
You got a love.
You've got a love.
You got a love.
It's shining out for everyone to see. You've got a love. You've got a love. It's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that love in me. You've got a joy running through you now that just can't be denied. You've got a spirit like a firecracker lighting up the sky. You've got a power. You've got a power. It's shining out for everyone to see. You've got a power. You've got a power. It's shining out for everyone to see. There's some kind of miracle. Now I feel that power in me. You've got a joy running through you now that just can't be denied. You've got a spirit like a firecracker lighting up the sky. You've got a power. You've got a power. It's shining out for everyone to see. You've got a power. You've got a power. It's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that power in me. I said by some kind of miracle, now I feel that power in me.
Feel that power. Yes. Power to the people.
Stay for a sec. Blair, can you, this is the second week we've had the full complement of our praise singers. Blair, can you introduce everybody who's up here?
Oh, okay. Janice Gilmore, Rhonda Cooley, John Sankowitz in his really cool vest, Kevin Morrison. On bass this Sunday, last Sunday was guitar, this Sunday it's bass, Jim Polson, and back by popular demand, Mr. Trevor Bricker.
Yeah. And our wonderful music director, Blair Jones. Yay! Woo!
Thank you. Great. So we do have some opportunities for transformation we'd like to tell you about. You know, every Wednesday night we have a prayer service. It's about a half hour from 6:30 to 7. And you know, what's been interesting is that we find more and more that the topic for prayer is healing. Lots of healing for individual people, for our families, for our friends, for our world. A lot of healing going on right now, and a lot of requests for healing, a lot of energy directed towards healing. And that's how we spend that half hour. And next Sunday, we'll be talking for our closing Bible series, we'll be talking about Jesus the Healer. So we'll be talking about healing next week, and we'll be also honoring all of our practitioners from the Unity Holistic Healing Center. So, and the other surprise for next week, which I will tell you, so it will no longer be a surprise, is that we have Doug Schneider and Greg Harris here with us next week. So that's a lot of fun for music.
Wonderful.
Aisha, you want to talk about the chanting?
Maybe I'll talk about it from here.
Okay.
This Thursday we have chanting in unity, and Kate is going to join us, and Blue will be here on drums, and we never know, we'll have a guest also come, but we'll be here live in the sanctuary and also on YouTube, so hope to see you.
Great,
Thank you, Aisha. And we do have a pastoral care team, so if you are in need of some support, please let us know. We will have virtual fellowship today after the service, right online. So those of you on Zoom or those online who want to get on Zoom to have some virtual fellowship, please feel free to do so. We just want to acknowledge Sindri today for filling in for Kate, for being on the youth ed team there. We're grateful to you, Sindri. And we would like to bless all of our children.
Well, can I say something about
Sure.
this first? We would like to really ask your prayers. You noticed that during this pandemic, our children have kind of frittered away, they're into their busy lives, doing all of their different things. And we would like to ask your prayers, if this is what you want, to see Unity of Charlottesville with a thriving and dynamic youth and family ministry. That right? Does that seem important to you? It feels important to us for the longevity and the existence of this particular church, this ministry, but also we know that the message we have is valuable for children. We know that. The message that they can be and do anything that they want. Possibility Junction, as Ann said. So please hold that with you in your hearts.
And we have time to pray.
We do.
Let's do it right now. Let us join together in prayer that we hold our youth and family ministry in our hearts right now. And we see the children who are part of it now being blessed, as well as all of the new children that are coming to Unity of Charlottesville. And I invite you to get a visual image in your mind. We have seen other times of our children streaming down the center aisle. And I invite you to see the little ones, the middle ones that we call the Uniteens, 10 to 13-year-olds, as well as the 14 to 18-year-old YOUers, Youth of Unity. We see all ages, as well as our nursery. We have a beautiful nursery downstairs and a joy room for mothers and children. And we have the facility. We have the teachers ready. We have Kate ready as our youth ed director. So now we just see these children hearing the call, their parents motivating themselves to come here on Sunday mornings to bring the children and to allow them to really be lifted up in their own consciousness. For we know that these teachings are so powerful. And can you imagine having these teachings when you were a child, a preteen, and a teenager, to carry you through all of the difficulties, the questioning, the little conflicts that come up, and some big conflicts that come up, that if you had these teachings, how your life might have been. This is what we hold for these children that are coming now. And we see them in our mind's eye. We see them of every race and every creed. We see them, every age, coming with their parents to Unity of Charlottesville and being blessed and lifted up. Get that image in your minds, for it is as we see it, so shall it be. We hold this now in our hearts and minds, and we see them coming. We will know it when they're here, and we will celebrate it. These prayers are answered already. And so it is. Amen.
And let's do our blessing for our children and teens, wherever they are this morning, together. Children, Uniteens, YOUers, teachers, and parents, you are loved, special, and important.
So true, so true. And now we would like to invite our healing helpers to move to the corner there. They hold everyone in a prayer in a circle. And we have, what?
What is it?
I just wanted to say thank you to Reverend Ann, and also thank you for mentioning John's book, Healing an Artichoke. I had forgotten about it, and I ordered it online, and I'm so happy to be reminded. Healing an Artichoke.
Thank you, Tam.
Thank you for that shameless plug.
Well, it is a beautiful book, and it's very much like Don himself. It's profound and lighthearted and fun and funny, and you'll love it. So we'd like also our prayer partners, Peggy, if you're available, she will be down front or wherever she is to pray with you one-on-one. All prayer here is confidential. These people are so dedicated to prayer because they know the power of it, and they are with us every single Sunday. Do you realize that? Every single Sunday to hold us in prayer. And we're grateful to you. We're very grateful to you. Let's give them some love. Yeah.
So thanks to everybody who helped out this morning. We had our skeleton crew in the sound booth, Aisha and Bob. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all of our wonderful musicians, and thank you guys. And
Sarah.
Blessing Team and Sarah
Cindy
Meyer for the
Payne.
beautiful prelude. And
Cindy Payne's Blessing Team, Sarah
fabulous.
Miles.
Thank you all for being here this morning.
Thank you. Well, let us stand together and join together in our prayer for protection. Can I put this here?
So together.
Oops, sorry.
All right, together please. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, united are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with thee. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
So go forth from this sanctuary of love and be the light in the world that you are. God bless you and have a beautiful week. That's all right. I'm glad. What is?